Our thought this evening, and I thought it was really appropriate for all of us Toastmasters and our guests, comes from one of my favorite authors in the whole wide world, Matthew Kelly. And it reads as such: people don't do anything until they are inspired. But once they are inspired, there is almost nothing they will not do. This evening, are you ready to be, dramatic pause, inspired? Yeah. We're going to have lots of inspiration tonight. Now that we've gone through that little detail, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this point, please put your hands together as I welcome our phenomenally fabulous president, distinguished Toastmaster, Toni G.
Welcome, everybody. We have some distinguished guests in the room that I would like to acknowledge. And the first one is Bob Fisher, our district director. All the way from Altamont Springs?
Apopka. 3 miles.
A lot of the district leaders are out of the area. We really appreciate, though, you're having time to come. He's got a full schedule, as you can imagine. There are other distinguished guests in the audience, and I'm going to read your name and just have you stand, and please hold your applause to the end. Gail Hill-Smith, our very own. Hello, sweetie pie. Okay, we got all
Division
fun
director.
stuff on here. Stephen Morgan, area director. Susan Morgan, area director. Gail is the Division D director. Is Ted here? Is Ted make it? Ted Allman? No? Did Fred make it? No. Okay. Jerry Smith, the area director, our area director. We'll be installing our officers this evening. Thank you. That's all I have to do right now, except introduce our Master of Ceremonies for this evening. And you already got a little whiff of what he's all about. Our Master of Ceremonies this evening is what I would best describe as a true Christmas miracle. It's hard to believe he became a Toastmaster 5 short years ago with the dream of simply forming a coherent sentence. Toastmasters has led him to being a professional speaker and a life coach with clients on several different continents. He is a great example of listening to my coaching, as I originally gave him a choice because of his bad behavior to straighten up or we'll throw you out of the club. Well, I think he chose very well. I am glad to call him my life coach, my personal trainer, my very good friend, my speaking colleague. Please welcome Advanced Communicator Silver and Confident Leader, Jonathan Dunn.
Thank you so much for all of the applause. Hey, good to see you.
Wow.
Sorry, that was off script. I haven't seen that guy in like 2 years.
or 10, yeah.
It's been a while. As Toni said, in 2012, I literally joined this club just hoping to form a coherent sentence. I had owned and operated my own gym for, I guess at that point it was about 7 years. And my language usually revolved around yelling people and pushing them. And I knew to get to where I wanted to get to in life, I needed to transcend beyond that. And since the Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa season is all about giving, when Toni asked me to be the master of ceremonies tonight, it was really, sometimes we try to kind of pressure people into accepting roles. It was an instantaneous yes. Because as the members of this club have come to know me over the last several years, I was hiding the fact that when I came into Toastmasters in 2012, for any of the ones we speak before, I was going through pretty incredibly challenging time. Stuff I never thought I would get through. So without the support of people like Toni, even though it really is true, at one point he thought about kicking me out. And Stephen Morgan, his wife Susan, there's going to be several people whose names I don't list. I apologize. I do. I'm scared to wonder where I would be at right now if it wasn't for Toastmasters. And I know when you're sitting in your clubs and someone joins and you have an idea that they want to go through the Competent Communicator Manual or become a competent leader, you just never really know what that person's going through. So with all that Toastmasters has given me, which has trickled down into my personal relationships, my professional relationships, my family, it was a very easy yes to say. So thank you all for welcoming me up here tonight so much. How this is going to go tonight. We are going to break for 20 minutes to eat so that you're nice and tired when we get up here to get the exciting stuff. I'm telling you, I am massively excited for our keynote speaker that we have this evening. I have competed with this gentleman before. I hated losing to him, but he was really phenomenal. And Toni, I do have to ask you now, this is my fault, who is going to be the one that's selling the 50-50 raffle tickets?
Susan and Stephen Morgan, and they've already started.
Okay, so we do have the 50-50 raffle going this evening. Just look for Stephen and Susan. I'm sure everyone recognizes their faces. So with that said, we are going to break for dinner until 7:20. So please make sure you're at your seats a good 2 to 3 minutes ahead of time because we have a really tight agenda. I now adjourn till 7:20. Enjoy your supper. Mark is an executive communication coach and a professional speaker. Mark's message is focused in on persuasive communication and influence with integrity for leaders. You can also catch up with Mark every single week on his popular leadership podcast called Speak Brave. Now for the neatest part, to me at least, Mark is also, we never had this here before, a TEDx speaker. In fact, ever since this young man did his recent TEDx Ocala presentation, he has been in demand. So his voice this evening is just slightly strained. Please welcome my great friend, Mark, as he presents the language of courage.
My mom is always right. And if some of you have any doubts, you have to meet my mom. When I was just 8 years old, she said, Mark, if you tell a man 100 times that he's a coward, he will become one. I didn't believe her. In fact, it took me another 30 years to realize the value and power of words. I firmly believe that our words create our reality. Every time you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. My first big discovery with words started when I was a little boy. Not many of you know this, but I spent my childhood in Siberia. And some of you are probably thinking, what did he do to deserve to be sent to Siberia as a child? Let me tell you, I did not go for the weather. Growing up, I am the oldest of 4 children. I have 2 more brothers and a sister after me. The winters in Siberia are cold, just like the days we had this week. It can be a little colder. About 8 or 9 months. And as little kids, we could not go outside to play because it was freezing to the bone. So as we waited inside for the summer months to come down, we were excited to go. Both of my parents worked. And I never saw my mom, and I almost never saw my dad. But when they came at night, it was the best time. The reason, because my mom and my dad, especially my mom, told us stories. At night, they told us stories of adventure, and love, and bravery, and courage. I can still remember those stories. Now, let me take you back to the summer. As soon as the summer came, we said, you know what? Because I'm the oldest in my gang, I looked at my brothers and sisters and said, kids, today we're going to go on an adventure. We're going to go visit our parents at their work. As a surprise. Makes sense, right? I was just 10 years old. I'll tell my mom. My brother Timur and my sister Yelena were excited to go on an adventure. But my brother Art was frozen in silence. Let me introduce you to my brother. A lot of people told us that we look identical, almost like twins. Almost. My brother Art was afflicted with autism. He lived in a world of fear. Almost no words. I remember we were so excited to go outside, but he was sitting in the corner, crying, because he didn't have any courage. It took us some time to figure out, why don't we tell him stories? Why don't we tell him stories of adventure and courage? And I said next to my brother Artur, and I said, today, we're not going to go see our parents. Today, we're going to go on an adventure. And we're not going to just go there. We're going to take a magic carpet ride, which was a bus. And the driver of the bus will be the wizard that's going to take us to see our parents. And I told him story after story after story. And after a while, in his big brown eyes, I saw start of courage. And he went with us. It was my brother Art who taught me the value of words. See, I believe words are the instruments that we use in our lives to push ourselves forward. Do you believe that? But what happens when we are afraid? What are the words that we tell ourselves? That I'm not good enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm too afraid. I study language as a professional speaker, and recently I have made a discovery. Did you know that in English language, the word fear has 1,200 synonyms? Fear, dread, anxiety, consternation, trepidation. My favorite is FOMO, which is fear of missing out. The word courage or bravery only has 600 synonyms. Audacity, fortitude. The ratio is 2-to-1. The language of fear in English language is twice as big as the language of courage. Why do we have twice as many words to describe our fear? What are we so afraid of? Maybe the better question is, What are you afraid of? Are you afraid of losing your job, your home, your spouse? Maybe you're just afraid of losing your marbles. See, I believe the language we use determines our destiny. A lot of times, we tell ourselves how scared we are. Have you ever done that? Thank you for being honest. See, I believe every time we tell ourselves that we're scared, not good enough, we take a step backwards. Instead of going forward, we take a step backwards, and backwards, and backwards. And then all of a sudden, 10 years, maybe a year, 20 years, we take a look at our life. And what do we see? We see a patchwork. A patchwork of moments of silence and regret because we didn't speak up and were too afraid. So I'm going to ask you, are you going to stand there afraid, or are you going to speak up? Are you going to look fear in the eye and say, not today, my friend. I've been running away for too long. I realized the value of courage and words in my life, and it was through a gift to someone I met. I am an immigrant. Came here about 20 years ago. Achieved my measure of American success. A home in New Jersey, a beautiful wife, and a business. But then it happened. Have you ever had a Category 5 storm in your life? Where everything you ever wanted, dreamed, and built just disappeared. What do you say to yourself then? Do you want to cry? Do you want to put yourself in a closet and never come out? Or do you stand up and say, this is not how it's going to end? I will handle this. For me, this lesson came from people I didn't know. After I became homeless, I remember sitting on a couch with my friend and thinking, what in the heck am I going to do now? Luckily, through connections, I was able to become a volunteer. I was homeless, participating in a program building houses for people who were homeless. How ironic is that? And I had to travel to Washington State, Bellingham, with a family for a few weeks. Now this family was mom, dad, 5 kids, a dog, and me in a 2-bedroom apartment. They lived on the edge of poverty, but they opened their hearts and their home to me. They showed me what courage and love truly is. One day, they took me to a picnic to the top of the Cascade Mountains. If you ever did, it's beautiful. As we were sitting around the fire, I remember Pacific Ocean was in the darkness to my left, and Canadian Rockies were just ahead. I looked at the mom of the host family and I said, why did you open up your home to me? I'm a stranger, you never seen me before, you probably never see me again. Why do you take a chance with somebody you never know? She looked at me and she said, Mark, yes, we did take a chance on you. Because we believe sometimes you have to lose everything to find out who you really are. And then you get to decide the person you'd like to become. So what will you decide of what kind of person you'd like to become? I remember I cried a little bit after that encounter, but I realized the gift and the value from this woman, from this family. You see, I believe life will punch you and kick you and sometimes bite you. It is what you do afterwards. What doesn't help is that the language of fear is twice as big as the language of courage. We have so many words that we're afraid of. So I'd like to offer you a possibility. Decide to say, this is not the end. I can handle it. I want you to take a look at yourself and take a look at the fear and say, this is not how the story is going to end. And after you decide, I'd like for you to replace. Replace your language. Take fear and replace it with strength. Dread with audacity. See, I believe fear will travel with us for the rest of our lives, no matter where we go. And I like the analogy where fear sometimes gets in the car and sits in the front of the passenger seat and says, let's go. I'd like you to ask fear to please relocate to the back. And I want to tell you, nobody likes the backseat driver. And you say, fear, you can come with us. You can come with us on this journey. But you're not going to tell us where to go. You're not going to tell us what to play on the radio. And then you can come. So first you decide, then you replace, and then you become. See, I believe fear is a reaction. Courage is a decision. It's a decision you have to make every day. The reason I'm passionate about this, and I love talking about this, because I have been afraid all my life. I just hide it really well. And I'm tired. And I'm tired of running and hiding. It is time to decide to replace and become. What I'd like to ask you to do is to become courage warriors. Use every tool in your disposal. Words, action, Toastmasters, and put fear in its place. So will you join me? Will you become courage warriors? Of course. So next time, when you're afraid, just say, not today. Today, I will become a courage warrior. And it starts now. Thank you.
One more time, Mark, thank you so much. That was absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us tonight. And now we are going to move on to the regular part of our awards presentation. And I'm going to ask you, as we do this first award, our participation award, that you hold the applause till the very end, please. We have had 21 meetings since July 1st. And these four members have shown outstanding attendance and participation. The first person I would like to ask to come up is Mickey Dumitrescu, who had 71% attendance. Pardeep Jindal, who had 81% attendance. Susan Morgan, 86%. And Toni G with 100%. Thank you so much, Toni. Thank you so much. Everyone, picture, read a picture.
Photo up, yeah.
Come up. There's too many cameras, I don't know which one to look at. Thank you, everyone. The next award that we are going to present tonight is going to be the Most Improved Award for the last 6 months. Please welcome to the front of the room my favorite Brit, Miss Sarah Hunt.
So the Most Improved Award is given to a member who has received the largest number of votes from Most Improved Speaker. So to receive these votes, it's critical that members participate in any speaking role available. This year we have a tie on votes. We have a higher leadership, we call them officers and more. And so, contrary to usual tradition, I'm going to quote Toni G here, we decided that both deserved it. There was no one way to choose. And therefore, there will be two recipients for this award. I'll present individually, but I'll share a few common themes between them. One, they both had great attendance and a lot of willingness to learn. Both have mentors. And third, they have just jumped right into speaking roles. The first award goes to a member that joined 7 months ago. They've attended 12 out of 21 meetings, completed 4 speeches in the Competent Communication Manual, winning 2 Best Speaker awards. Imagine that, it's so new. Terrific, and 1 Tim Chastain Award. So our first winner of the Most Improved Speaker Award goes to Ashwija Ador. In October, so really new, and has attended 7 meetings. They have completed an outstanding icebreaker, has won Best Speaker, and 1 Best Table Topic. This person has also jumped into the role that contributed to their development as well as the overall meeting. I'm proud to present our second winner, to Belina Wright.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Congratulations, ladies. The next award this evening is going to be the Most Illustrious Impromptu Speaker Award. Tonight's presenter of the Most Illustrious Impromptu Speaker Award has big, beautiful numbers like 1 each of Spirit, Most Celebrated Speaker, and Excellence in Public Speaking Awards, 2 Most...
Oh, you're introducing students? Okay, sorry. Sorry.
2 Most Illustrious Impromptu Speaker Awards, 3 Outstanding Facilitator Awards, 9 Most Winning Coach Awards, 13 years in the Central Court of Facilitators, 19 years in the Toastmasters. I love the next one. I mean, who keeps track of this stuff? 202 speech contests. And then, of course, he has the not so humbling, not so big numbers like 0, as in 0 district championships and 0 distinguished Toastmasters. I think that's going to be changing pretty soon. Please welcome Area 44 Director, Advanced Toastmaster Gold, my great friend, Stephen Morgan.
Speak about table topics right now. See, talking for 1 to 2 minutes when suddenly called upon can be an incredibly stressful ordeal, but just you try fitting a 1 to 2 minute award presentation into 45 seconds. Even with preparation, I bet you will find table topics to be a wonderfully relaxing experience, and that is the attitude that helped this facilitator win Best Table Topics 4 times this term. Keeping with the meeting theme is a simple idea for answering table topics until those meeting themes are Oktoberfest, Halloween, birthdays, and go with the flow. This Toastmaster stayed relaxed and drew on life experiences from college to marriage to hurricanes to grandchildren and a go team go cheerful attitude to become the fall 2017 most illustrious impromptu speaker. Please congratulate our Vice President Education Division D Director, Distinguished Toastmaster, Gail Hill-Smith.
From the day I joined this club, I have always hated speaking after that guy. Just when you think you've seen it all, he always finds a way to raise the bar. Really, he does. Our next award that we're going to be presenting tonight is the Most Winning Coach. And it is my honor to introduce our presenter who, without her, this club might have not been a possibility, as she was one of the founding members. She also happens to be a two-time district champion in the evaluation contest. Please welcome Distinguished Toastmaster Jessica Guthrie.
I know you were expecting Charlie. I've changed a little. Unfortunately, Charlie's sick, so I'm stepping in and filling his role. But I'm honored to present the Most Winning Coach Award. Now, this award represents the excellence in evaluations in our meetings. And the person who wins this award has won the most evaluation ribbons in our club after each meeting. Now, personally for me, this is probably my favorite award because I think the meat of what we really learn in Toastmasters is really around evaluations. And I had a mentor in evaluations who always used to say, the best thing you can do as an evaluator is to get the speaker to come up and encourage them to speak again. So everything you do is in that vein. You provide positive feedback as well as ideas and things to try, things to do differently, improvement points. And you want to balance that, but overall, the whole purpose is to get the speaker to come up and try again. The winner of this award tonight is perfect at this. Great balance of positive feedback, great balance of ideas, and also emulates those as he's giving an evaluation with great points on how to speak well. Now this winner actually, and this person, I really think is inspired, insightful, and interesting in the points that this person goes through and chooses to speak to about the speech that they've heard in the evening. So this person won evaluations 3 times and also competed in the club evaluation contest and went on to compete in the Area 42 contest. So this person, this will give it away right away, encourages all of us, especially through evaluations, to be the best version of ourselves. So it is my deep honor to award the Most Winning Coach Award to Toastmaster Jonathan Dunn.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Honored to receive that award from you. I've been working at that one since 2012. Delayed gratification, it was well worth it. Our next award this evening is Most Celebrated Speaker. Here to announce Most Celebrated Speaker. Pardeep joined Toastmasters in January 2017 and already has earned Competent Communicator and Advanced Communicator Bronze in a short span of 11 months. He was also our Most Celebrated Speaker and Most Improved Speaker for the first 6 months. He is absolutely passionate about sharing his knowledge and experience on wellness and health. And his speeches are mostly centered around health and wellness. He believes that good health is true wealth. Please welcome our presenter this evening, Pardeep Jindal.
I'm very honored to present this award to a speaker who is also one of my favorites. And let me give you some clues on who this person is. So this person has been a famous speaker for more number of years than I have walked all together on this planet. So this person has personally helped me in improving my public speaking skills and is always available to answer any question that you may have on public speaking, writing a book, or even anti-aging techniques. Not that I have. To win this award, you need to give maximum number of winning speeches. As you may already know, this person attended all 21 meetings during the last 6 months. She gave 8 speeches and won Best Speaker 6 times. She also spoke at our open house program, tips for the elevator speech, and finally, she also spoke from the Better Speaker series on creating introductions. Please join me in welcoming the lovely, the awesome, and also a role model for the campaign, 60 is the new 30.
Well done, Tony. Well done. Roy Whitting joined Toastmasters in the spring of 2015. Roy completed his CC manual this year and absolutely attributes recent career advancements to communication and leadership skills that he developed here at Toastmasters. Please welcome Roy Whitting as he presents the Jeanine Stroud Service Award.
All right, good evening. So there might be a couple of you out there wondering, what is the Jeanine Stroud Service Award? So let me define here. Jeanine Stroud was our club mentor and provided exemplary Toastmaster skills, high energy to the club, and continues to provide mentoring and coaching today. The Jeanine Stroud Service Award goes to the individual who modeled the spirit of Toastmasters by serving frequently, effectively, and enthusiastically in a variety of roles at our weekly meetings. We kept track of every role held by every Toastmaster in the club. And here's what we took a look at. Who performed the most roles as Toastmaster, table topics, general evaluator, and functionary. We did not count speakers, evaluators, greeters, or thought of the day. We also did not include officers in their weekly roles, and we excluded those who responded to table topics. So our winner this evening served as Toastmaster twice, table topics 3 times, general evaluator once, functionary 8 times, for a grand total of 14 qualifying events. She also had the second highest attendance record for the club this term. This individual won Best Evaluator once, Most Improved twice, and consistently served as a role model for all of our members. This member likes to remind everybody that she joined our club back in 2006, kicking and screaming as she was brought through the door. And to this day, I've known her for 3 years now, that still makes me laugh. Vision of somebody just makes me laugh. Anyways, from my vantage point I see her as nothing but confident, competent, and classy, all on display through the dedicated leadership she provides, not only to our club here at Central Florida Facilitators, but throughout our district and throughout the area. So Without a doubt, she's a rock and a pillar for our club. Central Florida Facilitators would not be what it is today without her. Please join me in congratulating Susan Morgan for our Fall 2017.
Moving right along, Toni G has been a member of the Central Florida Facilitators for 13 years. She is extremely grateful for all of the close friendships that she has developed over the years with members in both the club and the district. She has always valued communication skills, integrity, honesty, and has developed those skills for herself and hopefully helped others be more of their true, authentic self. As a lifelong introvert, Toastmasters continually reminds her how much more fun it is to get out of her shell and be more introverted, and that it is always a choice.
Be more extroverted.
You wrote introverted.
Oh, I
I thought that seemed odd, but it was a long day, and I'm like,
Yeah, it was so funny. Okay, try.
to get out of her shell and be more extroverted. And that is always a choice. Presenting the Tim Chastain Award, please welcome Distinguished Toastmaster, Toni G.
I'm here to present the Tim Chastain Award, and it was named after our other co-founder, Tim Chastain. And how this was set up to work is that it is awarded to the individual at every meeting on a weekly basis, chosen, however, by the president, not in a vote by the members. And it's given at this banquet to the individual that have won the most awards over a 6-month period. This individual has inspired me from the day that I walked in to our first meeting. I love people with a presence and with a passion and that are inspirational from the word go. There is no doubt that this individual could get every award in this club because she's that kind of role model. When she's serving as Toastmaster, she's a model of professionalism combined with fun. She consistently demonstrates that she knows how to run a meeting and to stay on time. Her courses, her instruction to the members on evaluation, and when she evaluates a member's speech, is absolutely always of value and instructional. She has taught most of us the finer points of evaluation, as well as the way to be clever, articulate, and just spot on. Her passion for the health and well-being of this club is possibly unmatched. After all, she was our founder. Would we expect anything less? But her time and energy this last 6 months planning our open house was absolutely incredible. The thoughtfulness that went into the organization, the content, the invitations, the promotion of the event, and then carrying out the event that evening was an absolute huge success. And we owe a lot of it to this individual. Her accountability as Vice President of Public Relations and the consistent work she's done on all social media sets the bar pretty high for the next VPPR, but I know she's willing to train you. We shouldn't leave out her skill as a grammarian, which are legendary, and she's just a huge contribution all the time. Now that you've seen her up here at the lectern, I think you'll agree with me. She deserves the award, the Tim Chastain Award, for her contribution to our club. Please welcome Jessica.
Our next presenter cannot begin to highlight all the gifts that her membership in Toastmasters has brought her over the 18-year tenure in the organization. However, if she was to choose just one, it would be the gift of voice. A voice that has allowed her to speak with confidence, lead with confidence, and to express her gratitude of the many Toastmasters she considers friends. The diversity in all the many voices shared by Toastmasters goes well beyond a manual speech or accomplishing a leadership project. This vocal diversity touches very deeply in her heart. For that, Gail Hale-Smith is most appreciative of her Toastmaster membership. Presenting the Jessica Guthrie Spirit Award, please welcome Distinguished Toastmaster Gail Hale-Smith.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. Swami Sivananda said, you put your heart, your mind, and your soul into even the smallest act. This is the secret of success. For the Jessica Guthrie Spirit Award, this individual recipient has done just that over the course of this last 6 months. The individual has indeed put the heart, the mind, and the soul of not only her leadership, but her friendship and her communication. This individual has taken on over 26 roles in 21 meetings. And if I can emphasize the verbs of supporting, cheering, maintaining, mentoring, greeting, encouraging, attending, exemplifies the Jessica Guthrie spirit that has been in this club since we founded June of 2003. This individual has, we have found out, has attended all 21 meetings. This individual has taken on the gaps of when an executive committee member had to take a slight leave, whether it was personal or professional, but took her heart, her soul, and her mind into the smallest of acts of all of the officers, and sometimes even in the clubs, in order to advance and make this club and you as Toastmasters shine. She doesn't want to shine. She wants you to shine. However, it's too bad, so sad, she doesn't want to shine, because we're going to give her that shine. Help me present, with your round of applause, the Jessica Guthrie Spirit Award to this recipient, none other than our president, Toni G.
Thank you, Gail. We are to the final award. And it's really fortunate that we get to have a presenter come up for the second time because she wanted to work on being more introverted again. And here to present the Outstanding Facilitator Award, please welcome back up to the lectern,
Distinguished Toastmaster Toni G.
The Outstanding Facilitator Award is given by the President with input from the members and the officers. It's a Toastmaster whose commitment, dedication, and enthusiasm has helped make our club so awesome. Consideration is given to many different areas, and it's so difficult to even imagine one person can fulfill all of these qualities. Attendance, consistently winning awards, leadership by serving as an officer in the club, displaying excellence in her role, displaying outstanding wisdom as a general evaluator, balancing hard corrective insight with a soft, supportive demeanor. A consistent positive attitude. Who has a consistent positive attitude? Come on, maybe just. Model the essence of what it means to be a Toastmaster. Take seriously their growth as a Toastmaster and enthusiasm. You have met a lot of our members. They've been up here presenting or receiving awards. This is a truly outstanding club, and I welcome our newest member to see what you're getting into. The choice this 6-month period, though, was a little bit easy, made easier by the absence of many people and the idea that it was an officer who contributed such a great deal and on a weekly and consistent basis to the success and quality of our meetings. When she wasn't here, she just talked about my communication, and it's one of the things we've emphasized in this club. Take responsibility for your role. Communicate with people when you're not going to be here. Make sure your responsibilities as an officer are fulfilled when you're not here. This is great advice for life, everyone. This is how you get promoted at work. You take responsibility. So we're really learning and rewarding life skills here and contribution. This Toastmaster has been a member for many years, almost 2 decades. And when we talk about enthusiasm, you wonder, how does a person stay enthusiastic all that time? It's because of the value that Toastmasters provides. And I think there's an innate love for this type of service, which some of us are more inclined to provide than others. She has been one of my mentors since the beginning, but I just have to compliment our relationship, friendship. We are always working and looking at how to be a better person, how to be a better Toastmaster, how to better serve our members, and I really appreciate her outlook on life and her service to this club. Please welcome our outstanding facilitator, Gail Hill-Smith. This is a good time to thank all of the people that were responsible for putting on the banquet tonight as co-chair with Gail. You can see it's an event. We can be event planners, Gail. We've got a new business we can start, Jessica and Nikki and Susan. I'd like to thank all of those people, and I'm going to read their names. Please hold your applause so we can move along to our installation of officers. But come up and receive your certificate. Jonathan Dunn for the spectacular teamwork as Master of Ceremonies. Nikki Dumitrescu, Food and Beverage Coordinator. Please go back Relations. Nice job. Thank you. Susan Morgan, the Toasty Award Trophy Coordinator. They're beautiful. She followed all my instructions. Gail Hill-Smith, co-chair, public relations, invitations, and program coordinator.
Thank you.
And
then I get to present to Toni Giddles for her spectacular teamwork as co-chairman of this event in public relations and program coordinator. Couldn't have done it without you.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
You too can win these awards. You too can win these awards.
Will you please welcome Toni G.
Straight out of graduate school in 1972, I was privileged to be offered a job at one of the most prestigious hospitals and medical schools in the country, the Methodist Hospital and Baylor College of Medicine in Houston, Texas. At the time, the first heart transplants were being performed at 2 different hospitals in that medical center. It was the most exciting environment I'd ever known. I was excited for my new life, and Mark, I was terrified for what I was getting into. I was working for Dr. James Jerger, one of the most famous audiologists in the world. I knew my training for my master's degree at Northwestern University was the best in the country. However, I soon discovered, after not a very long time in the clinic, that I had a lot to learn. I also learned I had nothing to fear with Dr. Jerger at the helm. Throughout the next 11 years that I worked there, the other audiologists and myself were mentored tirelessly by Dr. Jerger. Every single audiologist that came through Dr. Jerger's service went on in their chosen career path to be major, absolutely major contributors to research, clinical study, teaching, audiology, and the hearing aid industry. Okay, why do I mention this when I'm supposed to be talking about the club? Very simply, there is a powerful lesson here. At a young age, I learned the incredible value of a safe, professional, supportive learning environment with people that care about your success and your contribution in life, that you lead a worthwhile life. That is why I value the Toastmaster program. There's a lot of similarities here. Central Florida Facilitators, if you haven't guessed, ribbons, Jerry, is one of the most distinguished clubs in District 84, and respected clubs. It's the place to learn, to grow, receive quality mentoring, and to receive support for your current goals, as well as for the rest of your life. With that introduction, the actual purpose of my speech is to summarize the club's accomplishments the past 6 months and set the vision for the next 6 months. Our club has had one of the most successful terms that I can remember in my 13 years. Oh God, do I sound like Donald Trump? It was a good 6 months. Being a dynamic organization, however, we've had our challenges as well as our successes. Let's start with the successes. Our members, Roy Wittig, Julian Cotto, myself, fulfilled and filed communication and leadership awards. John Dunn, Charlie Bombalier, Pardeep Jindal, Gail Hill-Smith, Sarah Hemp are just a few of the members on the verge of either recently completing their awards or will do so in the coming months. All 7 of our officers were trained by the district. 3 members, Susan and Stephen Morgan and Gail Hill-Smith, took on the added responsibility of district leadership while maintaining active participation in our club. Equally, if not more important, and I started asking this every meeting, what's happened this week? Tell me about your successes. And I'm starting to hear about promotions, awards at work, new opportunities, speaking opportunities, and business opportunities abound in this club. Members and guests alike describe our meetings as fun, well-run, and of value. Our guests found our members welcoming and our club a supportive learning environment. Well, that's the mission of our club. One of our recent Toastmaster guests even exclaimed, now he was a former Toastmaster looking for a new club, that in all his years as a Toastmaster, our meeting was the best he ever attended. That's a big compliment. The main challenges we experienced, and probably very typical of many clubs, was in the area of attendance. A majority of our members hovered around the 50 to 65% attendance rate, and that's common due to family, work, vacation, illness, and community responsibilities. After the last due cycle, our membership dipped to 15. It's a little scary at 15. I feel like 20 and above. Another challenge is that some disagreements between our members surfaced, which is always a surprise to me, but happens on occasion. These served as opportunities for our officers to grow and to develop, to reinforce the mission of the club and the Toastmasters International Code of Ethics. For us to encourage communication. And you heard, thank you, Mark, for your speech. Words matter, communication matters, is how we resolve differences. The entire membership rallied around the call to being more considerate, more kind, more helpful to each other, and to listen more carefully for areas the club can provide the most effective learning environment. I personally continue to learn about the different personalities and cultures represented in this club. I've been told I've learned to be calmer, more patient. President, choosing always to support and acknowledge our members' choices and their paths, and encourage each person to enter their discomfort zone as well, so they may grow. My theme for the next 6 months is teamwork makes the dream work. Okay, it's not original, I don't know who I stole it from, I didn't check. But it's crucial to the training and development of our club and our members' success, not only at work, but as I said before, in life. I know most members are here to be effective speakers. That's why you come in the first place, and that's what I did. I took some time before engaging fully in the leadership opportunities here. I'll continue to inspire our members to take advantage of every opportunity. Most for our new members you don't even know about yet. That's how big this organization is and how big the opportunities are. At this time, I acknowledge the incredible team of officers that worked with me, because this was surely one of the most responsible, accountable, and dedicated group of leaders ever. Please come up as I introduce each one and hold your applause to the end. I just have a small gift for you. So everybody come up. You've already met the officers. Gail, Vice President of Education. Julian, please come up as our former Vice President of Membership. Jess, Vice President of Public Relations. Roy, Secretary. John Dunn, Sergeant at Arms, and Charlie and Jay are not here. Thank you for your service to Central Florida Facilitator. Okay, now don't freak out when I give you this gift. I will explain momentarily. I have a suggestion for something. Julian, thank you. Please accept a small token of my gratitude for making me a better president. Please forgive my momentary transition buying you a gift of chocolate and sugar. A reminder comes with it that an indulgence once in a while is only human and can be reversed with 2 weeks at the gym. Or 4, or 6, or 8. This candy is ridiculously excellent and very famous and was available at a really ridiculous price on Black Friday. If you must, you won't hurt my feelings if you re-gift it. It's with great pleasure that I will serve another 6 months as your president with many of the same people. I invite all of our members to step up their participation however they can, including assisting and mentoring with an officer so you can begin to learn the role, but also to help us out, as well as welcoming guests, assisting with membership recruitment, making our guests feel welcome. Please keep in mind the words kindness, respect, and support of your fellow Toastmasters, both inside and outside the club. Onward to our 15th year as President's Distinguished. Thank you.
Presentations that's on your agenda. First of all, Toni,
Yeah.
a card. I hope that everybody in the room sign as a token of our appreciation. And I'm going to pull these out and let you open before the group.
Okay.
We'll save this one till last.
Okay.
As Toni opens these, the executive committee voted not to spend money on a trophy or a plaque because we expect to give Toni a bigger plaque at the end of this 6 months because she can only serve for a year. With that said, these little gifts are meant for her to relax, chill, just enjoy the freedom of not being president for all of 2 weeks. So what do we have here?
Okay. Now you have to understand, Gail scares me when she's taking Toastmasters. This is so low frightening. Okay, I'm a little calmer now. All right, it looks like we have a mask.
Yes.
Should I model it? I'll model it.
Okay. You won't be able to get these on.
Okay, all right.
This is so Toni will sleep. This woman works, I swear, 24/7.
Little slippers, silver and pink to match.
Mm-hmm. They're not skid.
So I don't break the other hip.
Right. And then this is
Bigger.
yes.
Oh! Me time, pampering gift set. Bubble bath. And more bubble bath. Bath bomb. Thank you.
Bath bombs.
Bath bomb.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, that was thoughtful. Now there's something else here, though.
Yes. So the club, on behalf of the club, we want you just to relax, like I said, for the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Do nothing. Plan nothing. Don't even think Toastmasters. Because
Yes.
that's what comes in this one.
Round the world cruise or something?
As you know, our district director is here, and we have a theme of going to the finish.
Oh, all right.
So for the next 6 months,
all right.
we have been challenged in our district of a Formula One theme. Race cars, and at the May conference,
Okay.
our club is going to so shine. We're going to have more ribbons up on our banners. And so Toni has been given 6 Formula cars. One for the secretary, one for the treasurer, me, green. Your vice president of membership, your vice president of public relations, your Vice President of Education, and then your Sergeant at Arms.
Okay. And I'm to play with them in the next.
So, well, you can do that, yeah. But our challenge as your executive committee
Yes.
is to lead us on the track in a Formula One format and present so that we zoom, our wheels are, help me here, folks. Our wheels are tuned.
Around.
We have oil, we have our hats on, and we are going to just teach this in Formula One presence.
See the enthusiasm.
So, on behalf of all of our members, please help me welcome, help me recognize our president, Toni G.
Thank you. Present. I'll figure out. Thank you.